What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. So I have some more details for you on the $1,400 stimulus checks, the stimulus package, and what we are hearing for the timeline of this stimulus package. So all of this is, some of this is good news. We're getting more updates. We're getting some insights as to what we could potentially see. However, the timeline, this is something that is a big kind of drawback. And it's not great news, but I want to bring you the updates and I want to give you all the facts. First, a lot of people have been asking for an actual timeline of when we could see this stimulus package get passed. Here's the issue. Okay, well, there's multiple issues, but here's what's happening right now. According to multiple Democrats, the goal right now is to get the committees to finalize their work on these bills. Right now, they're trying to just adjust it, and they're marking up the bill and trying to get an idea of what the committees actually want. What do people really want to see? Some are going to add in new legislation. Others are going to take out pieces of legislation. So that's what the committees are going to do at this point. Well, according to multiple Democrats, the goal is to have this finalized by February 22nd. That's in a little over a week and a half. That is 2 weeks from yesterday. Okay. Now, this is exactly what Nancy Pelosi was stating as well, is that she just wants to get this done, hopefully kicked over to the Senate within 2 weeks. Well, that's February 22nd. Then, if this happens and the bills get finalized, they get marked up and everything and it's good to go, they will be voted on sometime during the week of February 22nd through February 26th. The goal here would hopefully be able to get this bill passed and kicked over to the Senate, where the Senate would be able to debate this bill. Well, that's where the issue comes in. According to multiple Senate Democrats, their hope is to get this bill debated on and passed before March. However, they would most likely not even debate this bill. According to multiple Democrats, multiple Senate Democrats, they wouldn't even debate this bill until March 1st. But they anticipate it should go fairly quickly, and they'd easily be able to get this bill done by March 14th. That is the cutoff. That is the initial deadline day is March 14th, because that is the cliff for unemployment benefits. After that, if this bill doesn't pass, there would be no additional unemployment benefits. We'd have no benefits for the time being. Well, at this point, however, some Democrats are saying that right now there's a lot of things that are happening. There's a lot of issues going on that's within the debate right now and within this bill. Some things are going to hold up stimulus a little bit longer. Other things are just going to get pushed right through. Well, one of those things, and again, they're trying to get this done by March 14th. The real end, the drop dead day for this stimulus package is going to be March 26th. Because on March 26th, that is when the House and the Senate, they go on recess for 2 weeks. For the last of March and the first week and a half of April, they will be on recess. And then when they come back, it's going to be pretty much the end of tax season, which means getting something done at that point, it's going to be difficult, but we will see. And according to multiple reports, what we're hearing is that if Democrats decide to put in this $15 federal minimum wage increase and add this into the bill, then this is most likely going to take the Senate to the point where they will amend it, because there are multiple Senate Democrats that are against the $15 federal minimum wage in this bill. They say we need to focus on relief. We need to focus on bringing back the economy, and providing a larger minimum wage at this point is not considered the best timing. So if this happens and the Senate amends this bill, let's say they vote on it, they debate on it, they vote, and it gets amended, right? It gets amended, let's say the first week of March. Well, it will have to be kicked back to the House. The House will have to look it over again, and they will have to vote on it one more time. Then it will get kicked back to the Senate, okay? Because chances are they're going to amend it a little bit more. So this means we can go back and forth between the House and the Senate multiple times before we ever see this stimulus package get passed. So if we see this happening, then the chances of this bill passing before the end of March is actually considered very unlikely. And getting a stimulus check before April is also considered very unlikely. But keep in mind, this all comes down to what is included in this stimulus package as we move forward. Now, I already addressed multiple parts of what is in the stimulus package earlier on today. If you didn't get a chance to go and watch that video, I will link to that down in the description box below. It will actually be the first link. So go ahead and watch that, because that video and every video following that video is going to build off of that one. So if you miss that one, you might not get all the information that you need for the next video. So just keep that in mind. Now, let's get into the new updates for this afternoon. Based on reports this afternoon, the $15 federal minimum wage increase is something that can be included into the budget reconciliation bill. According to the Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, yesterday, they stated that this provision would indefinitely affect the budget, the federal budget. And it does. For instance, the CBO stated that 1.4 million people would actually lose their jobs because of a higher minimum wage. But 900,000 people would actually be lifted out of poverty. So that's considered really good. Lifting people out of poverty doesn't really affect the federal budget, except for the fact that now we'd have more money to do other things from, or other things with. But what the CBO is stating is that by actually having 1.4 million people lose their jobs, that means we need to provide more funding for unemployment. That means other things are going to cost more. Social Security will take a hit. Other things are going to be impacted. So a $15 federal minimum wage increase at this point does affect the budget. But what we are still wondering is, what is the Senate going to say when it gets there? This is going to be big. So this will be a budgetary issue. This can be included at this point. However, some people are on the edge of providing a $15 minimum wage at this point. And I'm not just talking about Republicans, I'm talking about Democrats as well. Another question that I got, and I got this quite a bit over the past few days, is will we receive a child tax credit this year? When we file our taxes for 2020, here in 2021, will we get our $3,600 child tax credit or $3,000 child tax credit? Well, here's what we know. First, lawmakers are trying to get this $3,600 for children between 0 and 5 and $3,000 for children between 6 and 17, this child benefit to be paid out monthly, not yearly. It's not actually considered a tax deduction or tax rebate or credit or anything like that. They are trying to get this paid out monthly, okay, so that the lower income families, children, do not go in and out of poverty. Because this is what they've been saying, is that the $2,000 helps. However, it's only paid out once a year. And many people, many parents take that money and they don't spend it on the children. And that's understandable. They've been paying for the children all year long. So they're probably thinking, well, this is for me. This is because of everything I've done, which in some cases it is. But you need to take that money and you put it back into your children's education, their food, clothing, their health and things like that. It's pretty much just what you need to do. However, some are saying that no, you can't do that if you just get paid once per year. But by doing a monthly check every single month, this makes it easier and it actually has consistency. You will see people not go in and out of poverty. They will stay out and remain out is the hope. So here's what you need to understand. This year, you will still get the $2,000 child tax benefit. However, and that's per child, but next year, you may see this actually go up. However, at this point, we are hearing that we should see the first payment of this come out sometime in July. So probably July 1st. That would be really good if it does come out that early, because that means American people would see an additional check. And just so you know, these checks will come out to the same place you receive your stimulus check. If it's through a direct deposit, that's where you're going to get it. If it's through a paper check, that's where you'll get it. If it's through a prepaid debit card, that could be where you get it. However, I do recommend everybody gets a direct deposit. It's just quicker, it's safer, and hopefully you do not have to wait around for months wondering, did they send my check or did somebody take it? Now, while we're on the topic of stimulus checks, the $1,400 stimulus checks are getting some pushback at this point. We know Joe Manchin has stated that he does not support a $1,400 stimulus check to the exact same people that received the $600. However, Joe Manchin has not come out to oppose this as of yet. He states, and I quote, he just wants to see them go to people who truly need them. That's it. So, This might be his way of saying that he's fine and he's comfortable with leaving the income eligibility the exact same. However, he would like to see the phase outs happen much quicker. And if they do happen, as they have stated, where an individual, they get a full stimulus check at $75,000. But if they make anything over $100,000, it completely wipes out their stimulus check. That's a hard cutoff. For couples, married couples, it is $150,000. But if they make over $200,000, again, it completely wipes out their stimulus check and they would get nothing. So that's what we're hearing as far as the stimulus checks. We also know that these $1,400 stimulus checks will not be taken if you owe any back taxes. That's one thing they've stated they do not want to do. There's also a little bit of a debate going on right now as to whether adult dependents should receive the retroactive stimulus check of $600. Some say, and there's a lot of people that do say this, that we need to provide adult dependents with that additional $600. They should have received it in the last round. They didn't. We should be able to provide it to them at this point. However, some are also saying, some lawmakers are saying that no, we shouldn't include adult dependents in that last round of the $600 stimulus checks because they were taken care of by their family members. So right now, again, it's just more debates. Some people do say, and when I say some people, I'm talking about people here on YouTube in the comments. A lot of people are saying that right now Congress is just trying to put in these poison pills, like a $15 federal minimum wage, not addressing the actual targeting of the stimulus check. Because if it passes in the House, you get kicked over to the Senate can just vote on this and say no, we don't want this, and amend it, and it gets kicked back to the House, and it just delays stimulus more and more. So some people are saying that no, this is just Congress's way of delaying or not even providing stimulus like they promised, which it could happen. That's something I could see Congress do, but I'm very hopeful that that's not what they're doing at this point. We also know that Democrats are proposing $50 billion for small business relief. This will include $25 billion for restaurants. And these are restaurants that have been hurt very badly. Right now, restaurants, a lot of them, are completely closed. Many of them have just shuttered their doors simply because they couldn't keep affording the rent, whatever bills they had, utilities, couldn't afford their employees' pay. And so a lot of them just shut down completely and will never come back. There's also $7.25 billion for the Paycheck Protection Program. That is the PPP program. And there's also $15 billion for the EIDL loan program. However, they are stating that this will be more targeted stimulus. So this is going to be similar to what we are seeing now. However, this could mean if you are a small business, you have a side hustle, you could come in and potentially get another EIDL loan. But as far as taking a double dip on that, we don't know, but we will get more information on that. We're also hearing that the Senate doesn't think that this impeachment trial that actually started today will take away from their goal of passing stimulus or additional stimulus at this point. Chuck Schumer stated earlier today that he believes that the Senate can and will be able to get cabinet members appointed. They will be able to pass stimulus and they can do an impeachment trial all at once. Bernie Sanders says it is time for the Senate to show the American people they can walk and chew gum at the exact same time. But as always, we will actually see what the Senate does. Can they accomplish this, or does everything kind of just fall apart? We will know. Can the Senate walk and chew gum? Very soon. What I can tell you right now is that Congress is working on the next stimulus package. My hope is that at this point, this will provide some additional stimulus to the American people and put money into their pockets, just like lawmakers have been saying for months. They told us in the last round we would see a lot of stimulus. We'd see a lot of money going to help the American people. Yet there was very little that actually helped the American people. It was only a $900 billion stimulus package. Many economists were saying that we needed close to $2 trillion last time in order to get the economy back to where it once was. Now, these same economists are saying that even though we had $900 billion, we still need about $1.7 trillion to get the economy back to where it once was, to the pre-pandemic levels. And without this, it would take until 2025 to see us fully recover and get our unemployment rate back down to where it once was. So that is what we know right now. That is what we're hearing regarding stimulus. But as always, as I know more, I promise I'll share more. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on. And I'll see you guys on the next one.